Hey YouTube, Emperor Buggy here, bringing you another third gen Wi-Fi battle. So I'm going against this guy named Obama. Funny. He leads off with his Venusaur and I lead off with my Ninjask. And I figured he'd want to try and set something up, so I went with my Ninjask and went for a substitute. Then he goes for a curse, which is kind of scary, so I just wanted to see what kind of set it was, so I went for an attack. I have no attack EVs on my Ninjask, but I did go for a Swords Dance, so it should do some damage, and it does maybe 1/6 of his HP, so I'm fairly certain it's either defensive or really bulky. And judging by the fact he's using Curse, I'm sure he's gonna be a special defensive max HP set. So I do go for another Swords Dance and switch out into my Scizor, a bat and pass into it. And I know my Scizor is going to be able to do major damage to this thing, even after a cursor or two. So I go for a return, and then it seems as if he's really bulky because it didn't kill. So I go for another Swords Dance, expecting him to use another curse so I could maximize my damage output. And then he goes for an Earthquake. So he's also offensive, which makes sense because of the curse. Sorry. I go for another return and kill him. Then he brings out a Swampert, and I'm pretty sure, I wasn't sure which would do more, either a stab Silverwind or return, but I guess they do about the same. And he is a defensive Swampert, so he lives and he's able to roar me out, get rid of that threat. So he switches me into my Politoed, which can't do much, so I double switch kinda into my Scizor, and then he brings out a Zangoose, and I can't really one hit a Zangoose, and I know Zangoose can easily kill my Sceptile since it's kind of frail. So I go to my fortress, and after that, he goes back and he switches back into his Typhlosion, or switches into his Typhlosion, and then I know I can't take any Fire Blast from that, so I go into my Politoed, but he goes for a Sun Dance. I mean, a Sunny Day. What am I talking about? So my water moves are half damage, so I won't be doing as much, and his fire moves will be doing more. But he has Thunder Punch, which is a little scary, but I can live a few of those. I'm pretty bulky. I'm not especially defensive though. Then he goes for a Stab, Sun Boosted Fire Blast, and it does just about as a Thunder Punch that's super effective. So I guess it doesn't matter either way. But I'm able to take him down to red. Then he has a Pediah Berry, which sucks. Now he's boosted up one more. And I wanted to save my Politoid, so I go into my Fatichu, my Wish support Raichu, just for some health. But unfortunately, he kills me with a +1 Sun Boosted Fire Blast. Even though it got a crit, I don't think it mattered. So I go into my Jukan, the full all special attacker Sceptile, and I go for a crunch just to take him out. Then he goes into his Porygon, and we battled before, and this Porygon gave me some serious problems. So then I go into my Gummy, expecting the predictable Ice Beam, and since water resists ice, I knew I could take that. And I think the sun was up, but I don't think that matters. So I try and go for a Hypnosis to put this thing to sleep, but unfortunately I missed. That 70% accuracy sucks. And then I go back into my fortress. It's not specially defensive, but he has decent special defense and he's max HP, so I know I could take a few things from this Porygon. And he paralyzes me, which sucks, and he gets the Power Hack, so I can't do anything. I just want to set up my spikes here, but he gets two! So I'm really in bad shape. But I'm sure I could get off at least two spikes before he kills me. But it looks at this rate that I'm going to die after the next spike setup, so I go for another spike. And then I go for or I went for one spike, layer of spikes, and then I went for an explosion to take this thing out, because it would be a problem for me. So then I go back into my Ninjask, and he goes into Zigzagoon. I know I can't really handle anything this thing wants to hit me with, so what I do is I know I'm faster, so I go for a substitute, just to get off a speed boost so I can switch to my Scizor so it'll outspeed everything else on this team. Well, at least I think so. I don't know what his last Pokemon is yet, but I'm pretty sure Scizor, since I'm speed EV'd, I should be able to outspeed something after his +1. And I know I can take these normal hits like nothing, since I'm a Steel type and I resist them. And Scizor is base 100 defense, which is good. So I go for a Swords Dance to get my damage up, and then I go for a Brick Break, Stab Brick Break. I'm pretty sure anything would have killed it at this point, but that's a sure shot. Then he goes out in his last Pokemon, the Vaporeon. This thing is so bulky, it's ridiculous. I didn't know how much I'd do, but I went for a return. What I should have done was went for a Silverwind because my Swarm ability was activated. I was at 31 HP, but I didn't even realize. I completely forgot about the ability. So I go for another return after he goes for Wish. I figured that was pointless, but what I forgot was even after the Pokemon dies, Wish still can go to the other Pokemon that comes in after. So Swampert gets back some more HP, and I know I'm not going to be able to kill him with a return, but I go for it anyway, forgetting what Swarm does. Maybe Swarm would have killed it, even though I was +2, the Swampert still lives. It's pretty bulky and it has to be defensively EV'd. Then I bring in my Sceptile, and that is easily going to take out this Swampert. That's going to be game. Thanks guys.